Hey guys, are you listening to this episode on Himalaya?
If you are, we just want to say congratulations because you're already using the best podcast app out there.
And if you're not, you're totally missing out.
Yes, you should be having FOMO for sure.
Major FOMO.
Whether you're a podcaster or a fan,
Himalaya is designed with you in mind.
Himalaya has a ton of cool features like curated, shareable playlists and collections that are made just for you, along with personalized recommendations to help with content discovery.
And the best part is, it's super easy to use.
So like I could even use it?
You could use it. We could use it.
Wow.
They could use it. We could all use it.
It is definitely my favorite listening app, and I'm sure it'll be yours too.
So do yourself a huge favor and download Himalaya today, and be sure to follow our show once you're there.
Wait, no, don't say anything yet.
Oh.
Let's do it again. Okay.
I can't do it again.
Y'all have I can.
Oh.
Y'all have 2 seconds to guess what this is. Like anyone, do you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
No.
Well, okay. There's this episode. Never mind. Okay. Ready? Listen. Oh, I broke my nail.
I wish you guys could see my face. I did that perfectly fine. And then she interrupts the entire thing so that she could do the same thing.
But better.
Not even.
Oh, no.
That's what you get.
I didn't even want to drink
That's
this
what you get.
What are we doing? We're recording.
All I was trying to say was, guess who's cracking open a second Celsius today? And Taryne, I did. You interrupted.
Because in my mind, it was like, let's have a game where they guess what we're doing.
It's fine. It's fine.
You know, technically, I was supposed to open this
Get out,
episode
Taryne.
anyways.
Fine. Open us up. Sorry, we're fighting. This is a fight.
I've lost the will to do anything. So take it away, Ashley. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm just going to take control of the start of this episode because Taryne's a mess and trying to interrupt people, trying to take control of things that she should not do. Yeah, you just broke your nail trying to open your Celsius. Also, by the way, this is not a Celsius sponsored ad.
But they're amazing.
But it could be at Celsius.
Yo, Celsius, where you at?
Just wanted to throw that out there. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I didn't realize I would be at first. Let me just say, I thought it was a cult because out of nowhere, everyone at the gym was working out with a Celsius in hand.
Do they sell them at your gym?
Yeah, but I see them elsewhere too. Like all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I just saw people having them, and I was like, what's this? What's this thing? But
it will tell them what it is.
It's an I was just about to, Taryne. Jeez. It is a no sugar, no preservative, 10-calorie energy drink. And I just love how sweet it tastes without having actual sugar in it, which is just,
No, the flavor is on point.
Oh, it's great. Also, it's great for mixing. It's perfect.
That's perfect.
But yeah, this is the second one today because your girl's tired.
Yeah,
so get ready for this episode.
We don't
know what's gonna happen.
Can I talk now?
No.
We don't usually do 2 episodes in one, but when our traveling schedules mix up, sometimes we have to. And let me just say, it's kind of hard. And last time we did 2 episodes, the second one, we were fighting the whole time too.
What happens? I think it's just too much of each other. But
Which
by
is
the
so
end,
funny,
we're just leave me
because
alone.
when we leave here, we get in a car and go back to our house.
We go home where we live together. Oh shoot! Yeah, this has become a little ritual that we have. We don't always record 2 in a day, but man, these 2-a-day things, I'm exhausted by the end. All I want to do is just take a nap.
Which is funny because I love talking.
I know. All we do is sit here and talk, but for some reason, I get tired. It's crazy.
Yeah. My eye twitch is back.
What?
You see it? Oh,
no, I don't.
Anyways, okay, I'm going to start this one.
Oh, take it away,
with
Taryne.
what I was supposed to. Okay, you guys know, we don't plan things, but we will say on the way here, I'll be like, hey, do you want to do an opener or do you want me to? Mm-hmm. So we did 2 today. And so Ashley was like, I'll do the first one. You do the second one. So that's why it was rude because I go to open my mouth and she's just freaking popping her little soda can over there.
It wasn't rude. I was trying to give y'all a little ASMR. And you're welcome for that, because I bet that sounded great. If you have some good, like, Bose headphones, some good, headphones,
Okay.
And
You just
like,
keep saying the word headphones. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Whatever.
Wow, I did a great job.
That was a good. Yeah.
Recreating that stuff. Mark approved. Yes. Wow, that was great.
I still can't. Okay. You guys know we talk about Mark all the time. We love Mark. Mark was mentioned.
I have a direct peripheral line.
What I'm gonna freaking say, Ashley Nicole,
Taryne Renee.
Okay, what I was going to say is we have a new setup, and now when I go to look at Mark, I just see myself.
It's because his monitor screen is blocking your vision, and it's one of those windows that has a really intense reflection, especially because we have light on our side. So I see myself too, but I have a direct view from Mark. So if you ever need to know how Mark's feeling, I can tell you.
I just usually stare until I see movement, and then I'm like, oh, he's there.
He pops his head over. Yeah.
There he is. Hi, Mark.
Anyways, take it away, Taryne.
Okay, I got an email from, I don't think it's anonymous. When, we're on our 25th episode. When are we going to actually read these over first and mark if they're anonymous or not?
At this point, I think we should just not.
It's just a thing.
Not expect too much from ourselves.
Yeah. It's just a thing. You know what's funny is someone DM'd us because y'all are still thirsty for merch. All I'm going to say. I don't know. I have an accent.
I think that's the most common DM we get.
Yeah.
/ email. And a lot of them start. What?
I was saying, remember that DM? Someone called me out on saying, I was just doing it. I'm very aware now and insecure about it.
Yeah. Someone said that she says, too much. And I have to agree.
You know what? Okay, no, get out. You're so mean.
It's true. But to your guys' to Taryne's defense, she's just trying to have a good conversation. And in order to have a good conversation, it's like letting people know that you're listening to them. And one of the common things to do is say, yes, nod your head.
I am the most interactive conversationalist you'll ever have, which I think is why people always want to come talk to me, because I'm nodding. I'm like, yeah. And interacting and saying comments and whatever, because that's my way of showing someone I'm here with you. I'm here. Yes, keep going.
Yeah. But to the listener's defense, I think what they're saying is you say the word too much. So maybe change it up. Just be like,
I can't change it up because then it's unnatural. So what I've been doing is when I'm not talking, I've been trying to in my mind be like, shush. Just shush until you have something to say. But it's fine. I know that person wasn't trying to hurt my feelings. But then it's when people call you out for it and then you hear it and then you're like, oh God. So annoying. I don't even know what I was going to say. Stop. Are you making fun of me?
I did nothing.
Okay, whatever. Okay. So this person is named Lila.
Hi, Lila.
Hi, Lila. She said, hi, Ashley and Taryne. First of all, just wanted to say I love the podcast. I feel like I know both of you on a personal level, and I really enjoy listening to you guys chat. Love that.
Whoa. Continue. Let's not
I was
going
to keep trying to
on it. Keep going.
Anyways, this is just a short but funny story that I wanted to share with you guys. Okay, so about a week ago, I found out that my therapist was moving. She said,
no.
Yeah, that's life-shattering.
No kidding.
I would be like, where are you moving? I will come too. Just kidding. I don't have one yet. I'm looking for one. Anyway.
If you guys know anyone, apparently Taryne's looking for one.
Rude. Okay. She said that I would probably switch to the new therapist that was coming to take her spot. I later found out that this woman's name was in fact Taryne.
Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that.
Dude, I wasn't either, because there are not a lot of us out there.
There's not.
There's definitely not a lot that spell their name the way that I do.
Yeah.
Which
it's not like the name Ashley.
T-A-R-Y-N-E. Just,
So many Ashleys in this world.
That's true.
Too many, actually.
You're staring. You know what? Now that we have a YouTube channel, which, by the way, guys, we have a YouTube channel.
Hey, go check it out.
Us?
Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you get your video every time we upload.
Hashtag YouTuber over here. She knows all the things to say. I'm like, search the
down bar, comment below.
Click it with the Anyways, I was going to say, ever since we started the channel and now we have cameras present, I have to share Ashley's eye contact now with the cameras.
Taryne never looks at you guys. I do.
I don't.
I try to make a habit of it. So
I'll work on it. Anyways, why was I saying that?
I feel jittery.
Okay. of course, being the unsolicited nerd that I am.
Yeah, you are.
I instantly thought of you guys. I seriously thought that she could be my new therapist. Imagine, that'd be so cool. She said, I knew that Taryne went to school for psychology, which...
Because she always rubs it in.
Yes, I did.
She always mentions it.
Yes, I did.
Hyping herself up over here.
You know what? Come at me. She goes, I've been around for a while. So I thought it wasn't totally crazy. Unfortunately, I discovered that Taryne had not moved to the small town in Michigan where I live. Oh, well, in a way... Get it? This is my favorite thing anyone's ever told me.
Okay.
In a way, she already is my therapist. Girl, gas me up. Like, that's so sweet. I love that.
Wow.
And then she says, I guess she says both of you guys are, but like honestly, she
didn't say Taryne? She said, you guys?
No, I didn't make it up. She said, in a way, she already is. But then at the end, she said, both of you guys are. I wasn't going to throw you that bone, but I threw it to you because you're being
Why wouldn't
bratty.
you? She wrote it.
Because you're not being nice today.
She wasn't going to say everything. That's not how this works here.
I do say everything. Anyways, so that's how I was going to start it, but it's cool.
It's fine. My soda can pop was much better.
Instead.
Anyways, hello guys. Welcome back to the channel. Things are great over here. Thanks for asking. I've had way too much caffeine today and my foot cannot stop bouncing. Like I feel great.
Second energy drink in. Cool.
Taryne and I, we were like feeling really good about recording today. We were really pumped for it. We decide we're going to go get lunch. And so we go into this parking lot.
Oh, that is just recovered from this.
That is just one of, I'm just going to say it. It's one of the worst, poorly planned, overly crowded parking lots in LA. And it's a big deal because like, I feel like in LA, there actually aren't a lot of parking spots. There's a lot of parking garages.
That's true.
And there's a reason for that. It's because it's just way too crowded. Well, this specific like shopping center has a Trader Joe's, it has a Blue Bottle, it has a Mendocino, it has a Cycle Bar, it has
Sephora.
a Pinkberry, it has a Sephora. There's too many things.
Like on top of all of those things that we just mentioned that are freaking people gatherers.
Yeah.
There's also like little restaurants. There's like an auto shop. Like all of this stuff is in the same center.
This is an exaggeration, but I'm not kidding. There's probably only like 50 parking spots.
Yeah, no, it's
50. 50. And there's way too many people. So every time we go, I always regret not Ubering, even though I don't live that far from it.
Yeah.
But it's become a point where it's like, this is ridiculous. We either have to walk or we need to take an Uber. Anyways, Taryne drove. And this woman,
oof.
I usually am pretty good with like holding in my anger. But both of us were
until she's
livid.
Not.
Livid. This woman completely, also correct us if we're wrong, but there's this unspoken rule that if you are trying to park in a parking lot and you pass a car that
forfeit.
Is trying to back up, it's your loss.
You're done.
You missed your chance. You have no right to that parking spot. You drove past it.
Yep.
This woman decides that even though she drove past, like a full car length past the car that was trying to pull out of its parking spot, she decides to make everyone behind her go around her so that she can back up her car and pull into the parking spot.
Yeah.
Taryne and I lost our shit. We were so upset.
She was like, okay, so like there's the people that just are rude and then there's those people that are like obnoxious. And she had her window down and her arm flailing, being like, go around.
Yeah.
And I don't think, because we came from an angle where we could see what was happening. I think the cars immediately behind her didn't realize what was happening.
What she was doing.
So they were going around.
Yeah, I think they thought,
but
like,
not me.
her car wasn't working.
Yeah.
Or because she didn't have her hazard lights on. It was just like her reverse lights.
Oh, and also, so the cars that had to go around her, this is not a big like lane. So they're now going in the lane that the opposite direction's trying to come.
And there's a line on both sides.
Yeah. I feel like anyone who like drives right now is like their anxiety is coming out. Yeah.
Oh, just wait. Taryne and I get so upset. Cars start going around. Taryne pulls around because it is 100% our turn to go. And this woman decides, because we were probably going to pass her or like get in line. She decides to start very quickly backing up her car. Almost hits Taryne's car. Me and Taryne are literally yelling at the top of our lungs.
I honked at least 7 times.
Laying on her horn.
Yeah.
And this woman gets mad at us.
Yeah.
Because we weren't moving our car. Because we had already been trying to get past her. And now there's cars behind us. So we actually can't move. She gets unbelievably upset. Taryne starts yelling. And I pull out my phone and start recording her.
Just in case she tries to kill us.
If she comes at me, I got her license plate number and I have her face on camera. And I had this whole plan about how I was going to like post it and make her like this hated person on the internet. I would never do such a thing. I calmed down. I deleted the video. But like, that was my plan.
Wasn't like there were pedestrians that were like walking up and walking by our car, looking at us and shaking their heads like, "Ooh, this lady." And then she was she had her arm flailing, telling me to move, and I was going, absolutely not. Looking at her, I was like, absolutely not with my finger out.
Upset. And that just shows like the difference in our personalities because both of us are equally very upset. Taryne is screaming back and like throwing her hands in the air, and I'm very quietly on the side recording everything. And then as we drive past, I turn the camera and she puts her head out the window and then sees that I'm recording and then throws her head back in so fast. And I was like, that's right. I got you on camera.
But then we walk into Mendocino and I walk in, I'm like, where's she at? Where's she at? I was like, I'm going to tell this lady something.
Partially, I was like, I should calm Taryne down. And then at the same time, I was like, or I should just let her go. And everyone.
But you already know how that conversation would have gone. I would have been like, I would have said something. She would have came back at me. And what would I have said?
She would have been like, I understand. But you can't do that. That's what she would have said. And her finger would have gone up in the air. I understand.
No, it's this. Okay. If you're watching YouTube, then you know. If you're not, we'll try to like get this clip and like post it on our Proof It. But when I get heated, I do this move. It's a hand out and then like a nod.
Well, you know, like the sassy like finger like side to side thing that girls do.
Yes.
It's like that, but Taryne does it like to a point and doesn't like shake it.
And then my head finishes it.
I understand.
But what I am trying to tell you.
It's so every time Taryne is trying to be polite while like voicing her very like frustrated opinion, that's what she says.
I understand.
It's so funny.
Yeah. Because I do value everyone's emotions, but sometimes you're wrong.
Yeah. In the end, we had a very great time.
It was great.
Eating our Mendocino salads and reminiscing about what we would do if we ran into her. We were like, do you think she's in Trader Joe's? Should we go to Trader Joe's? We're like talking about hunting her down and confronting her.
Where's she at? Yeah.
Anyways, relatable? Probably.
Oh,
especially
totally.
if you live out here. Oh my God.
I'm telling you, every single because if I wasn't there and you were telling me the story, I physically can like picture what she was doing and knowing that like I would be so heated. You know what I mean?
Upset. Yeah.
So everyone right now is driving like, ooh.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, man. I just got fully sidetracked. What are we doing? What's today? Is this a podcast?
Yes. Welcome to the podcast. Again, you know, just a quick little blurb. We love you guys. We appreciate you listening and supporting us. We have been so overwhelmed lately with the amount of people who have reached out and said that they listen to us and they're like totally committed to our little UA fam. So again, if this is your first time, if this is your 25th time, we love you all. Make sure you guys check out our socials. We have Instagram, we have Twitter, we have YouTube, and also, you know, take a second, give us those 5 stars, and we love reading reviews. And also, I know like the podcast I go to, like I'll scroll down real quick and just read like the first couple. So take a second, write a review, give us those 5 stars so we can continue doing what we love.
That would mean everything to us.
To
also,
guys.
just, you know, not to like hype us up even more, but we are almost to 10,000 followers on Instagram. We're at 9,800.
Oh my gosh.
So we are like, you know, roughly 150 followers away.
Oh my gosh.
From hitting 10,000, which
That's
you know
exciting.
What that means? Swipe up.
Yeah.
We're so close to
Mark, can you do me a favor? Can you look up like how many seats are in the Staples Center? I'm just trying to like get a picture of how many people 10,000 are. Does that make sense? I like to like.
No, I fully understand. I feel like I can do that.
Thanks. No, Mark. I want Mark to say it.
Oh, jeez.
Take your time, Mark. We're going to continue. Okay. She's all mad. I'm not your friend today. Okay. Oh, we got it. Okay,
so
what is
quick.
it? 21,000. Oh my gosh. half of Staples Center we could fill with people on our Instagram fam. That's huge.
Go. Heavy go.
Thanks, Mark. I wish I could. I'm just going to like carry Mark on speaker everywhere I go and be like, hey, Mark. Hey, Siri. Oh, good times.
That's hilarious.
Okay. Let's, get into what we're doing. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I could go first.
No, you went first last time. I want to go first.
Well, dang.
I'm going to
tell me
first.
What to do, Taryne.
Okay. I'm going to go first. And okay, so I have like a short one. And then I also am going to do my dad didn't send in a story, but we had dinner. Actually, this is so cute. We had like a daddy-daughter date.
That's adorable.
I love that. So cute. Him and my uncle, his brother, reached out to me and my girl cousin Hannah, and they were like, "We want to take you guys out on a date." And we went to dinner.
Cute.
It was so cute. My dad even was like, "Oh, I guess if we're on a date, I gotta open your car door," and he like opened the door for me.
Stop!
This is why all men. I'm sorry. Like the bar has been set.
The bar has been set. The bar is set high.
But anyways, while we're there, he says, "Taryne, something happened to me today that I feel like would happen to you." Why is this a movement?
Wait, is this a tearing it up from your dad?
I mean, kind of, yes.
Yeah,
we're going to call it that. Yeah. So I'm going to do a short one and then I'm going to do that if that's cool with you.
That's fine.
Is that cool?
Yeah,
okay.
That works.
All right. So we are going to
take a quick break.
And this one I'm going to do is titled Alone in the Yeehaw State. I want to go home. Sandy Cheeks. Do you get the reference?
Okay.
Do you get the reference?
Home, SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't think you would get SpongeBob reference.
I'm actually offended. Why wouldn't I?
You know what? We're going to take a break because me and Ashley are going to have a real quick
a solid
argument.
Thing that I would know.
Children, please go to bed. Mommy and Daddy got to fight.
Hey, Taryne, guess what time it is?
I don't know.
It's FabFitFun time.
You're so cheesy.
Guys, FabFitFun is our sponsor for today's episode. And if you did not know, FabFitFun is a woman's lifestyle subscription box filled with full size, that's right, full size, premium beauty, lifestyle, fitness, home, and tech products sent straight to your doorstep each season. We take the hassle out of shopping by doing it for you. Each box is customized to your specific interests, and they deliver the seasonal must-haves that you need, which is just my jam. Don't leave the house.
Jam.
Okay.
Sounds
great.
Be a homebody? Okay.
All right. I suppose.
So I'm just going to describe like the process, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you sign up for this box, right?
So much fun.
It arrives at your door.
It does.
And you open it and it's literally just like, it's like as if all of your Christmas presents were like unwrapped and then wrapped in one box. Mm-hmm. But it's like
not
everything. Yeah, everything you pull out, you're like, oh my God, I never knew I needed you.
I know.
I can't live without you. It's like amazing.
It's so good.
And also like some of the items you can actually like customize to what you want. Mm-hmm. So you're able to kind of curate the box to your specific interests. Mm-hmm. And they also have like right now the fall box is pre-sale. So like you can get on that. We love
winter. We're living. We're not
fall.
living right now because it's still like 100 degrees outside. But fall's around the corner.
Fall is around the corner.
It's brief in LA, but it comes. So we're very excited for it.
Yup. Also, when you are a member, it goes beyond the box. There's add-ons, edit sales, videos, community forums. So it's like this big magical community that you get to be a part of.
It's so much fun.
Yes.
Guys, it retails for $49.99, but always, and get it, always has a value of $200. So it doesn't matter which box you get or which ones you like specifically choose for your liking. It's going to add up to over $200.
Amazing.
It's magic. It's a magical box is what it is. Guys, use the coupon code ADVICE for $10 off your first box at www.fabfitfun.com. And you get $10 off your first box. You're welcome for that.
Again, use coupon code ADVICE for $10 off your first box at www.fabfitfun.com.
You're
welcome. Boom. I actually loved SpongeBob. Like, it's so stupid, but like I feel like if there's certain shows that if you stop trying to think you're so cool and artsy and just sit back and be like, this is so stupid. Cool and artsy.
I know the exact person you're talking about.
I'm thinking of many like people. 5. Yeah.
I can picture the type of person that you're talking about right now.
I'll say funny. A movie and they're like, the realism and the blah blah, and I'm like, shut your butt. Like, nobody cares. Like, it was funny. Or someone, I know. So Daddy's Home.
Yeah.
Such a funny, stupid movie, right?
Stupid funny,
and
yes.
This guy was like, we went to the movies, and then afterwards I was like, oh, it's like it was so funny. And he was trying to date my friend. I put a freaking halt to that real fast after this conversation because I was like, no, we do not. He's out. Cut. Clap. You out. So we get in and he's like, it's idealizing divorce and it's making it seem like blah blah blah. And then he was like, and really, like, the lawnmower like shoots up in the motorcycle. And I was like, are you telling me right now that like you think that the producers actually wrote this as like a realistic story? Like you really think he was saying
it's the most sarcastic thing.
And he chops down a telephone pole and thinks it's a tree and gets electrocuted. Like, obviously it's a comedy, bro.
Yeah.
Chill out. I was so annoyed. I was like, no, you're out. You're out. I can't wait till you get out of the car so I can tell my friend not to date you.
You know what's funny is I feel like if we watched SpongeBob now, it'd be even funnier because
Do you want to watch an episode when we get home?
I feel like a lot of the punchlines and like comedic stuff that happened was really adult for the times that we were watching it. Yeah. I feel like a lot of it went over our head.
That's probably true.
And I know that's true because I've seen some memes, some SpongeBob memes that I'm like, is that what they were talking about?
That's dirty. Yeah. Anyways, okay.
Back to the story.
Let's get into this. Her first sentence is, you can say my name. My name's Samantha.
Oh, love that.
It.
Right off
Hi,
the bat.
Samantha.
It's very clear. There's no questions.
Yep. Okay. Hello, Ashley and Taryne.
Hello.
Majorly needing some girl advice.
Oh, we here for you.
But honestly, like, this is not just girl advice. This is like every advice. Which, by the way, our guy fans, which we know you're there.
You are there.
Right
we
now.
See you.
Don't try to pretend that, we know you're in your cars right now and you're like bumping your head like you're listening to some like Drake or Chris Brown, but we know that you're listening to us and getting advice from us. So you need to start showing up.
You really do. Where's the emails at?
Show up.
Where are the DMs at? It doesn't even have to be a full email. Just DM us. Like, let us know you're there.
You can even be like, hey, you're hot. And we'll be like, oh my God, thanks. And that's
basically Taryne's just trying to find a date.
You know what's so funny? I feel my humor is very like, I joke like I think I'm this like amazing person, but like really like I'm not like that. So if any of you have ever been like, dang, this girl's conceited, like I'm really not. It's just my like awkward humor.
Just to clarify, that's all she wants to do. Clarify real quick. I'm not like that, I swear. I sound like that 99% of the time, but I swear.
Last episode I was like, everybody loves us because our personalities are so great. And I was like thinking in my head, I'm like, these people are probably like, you're so annoying.
Turning us off right now.
Anyways, okay. At the end of April, I moved from Southern California to Texas with my boyfriend. It kind of happened really fast. My boyfriend got a job with the fire department, which,
hot.
Praise the Lord for firefighters. Except for one time, I cut off a fire truck on accident.
Oh, I've heard about
it. It was really bad. Like, I misread what they were trying to do. And in my mind, I was trying to speed up to get out of their way because I thought they were trying to go behind me. But they were trying to turn, so it looked like I sped to get in front. So then I stop at a light, and this fire truck comes up, stops right next to me, and goes, bah! Like I literally, like I jumped and covered my ears, and all of the firefighters were leaning out of their window looking at me, and I literally got teary-eyed. I felt so bad because I completely respect what they do.
Right.
So you know what I did?
Oh, what'd you do? How come I don't remember this? I feel like you've told me this story.
I went on Google. And I researched to find out who the chief captain guy was. And I wrote him an email. And I just told him what happened. And I was like, to whatever truck was coming out of station whatever at 8:30, please tell them I'm so sorry, like blah, blah, blah. And he actually responded and was like, please don't say sorry. Like, I'm glad you were safe. I'm glad you're okay. Like, I hope you have a great night or something. Was so sweet about it. But
Hilarious.
I couldn't let it go. Like, I had to write a letter.
It's something, I don't know what it is about firefighters specifically, probably just like the immense danger of like walking into a burning building or something like that. But all you want to do is just like respect them and move out of their way. If I did that, I feel like I would have like curled up into a ball and cried.
I was so upset because I was like I knew what I looked like in that moment.
Right. And all you want to do is be like, that wasn't my heart. Like, I love you guys. I respect you guys. Like,
I get out. I'm like climbing the truck. No, look, listen.
I swear this isn't me.
This isn't me. This is not me. Okay. Anyways. Oh my gosh. Concentrate.
Back to the story.
Okay.
Ooh.
He's a firefighter. Okay. I literally can't find my place.
It's okay. I'll distract them. I'll sing a little jig.
Shh, be quiet. Fire department out here, and they told him he was going to start 3 weeks from his interview date, which meant we had 3 weeks to get our lives together and move to the Yeehaw state of Texas. It's been amazing here because we weren't living together back home. Texas is so beautiful and everyone is incredibly nice here. I was able to transfer my job to a location out here, which was awesome. But the only thing is I miss my friends and family like crazy.
Oh, so sad.
Yeah, I instantly was like trying to like, every time I read a story, I really try to imagine myself in it. And I was like, if I was separated from all my friends and family, I would die.
I know. That'd be
sad. We'll save that for the end. And please don't die. Okay. I have absolutely no family out here and no actual friends out here. Don't get me wrong. I have coworkers that are cool, but none I actually see myself hanging out with outside of work. And again, no fam, which is so important to me. It was hard to leave them, and it is still so hard that I don't see them anymore. I get depressed about not being at home with my family and friends and actually randomly book plane tickets to go home for a few days. Here's the major issue. I contemplate whether moving here was a good idea. Was leaving my family and moving here the right decision? I think about being home a lot and how much I miss my family, but I love my boyfriend so much and the life we've started here. Help. What should I do? XOXO, Samantha.
Dang.
Yeah.
Did she say how long she's been there?
At the end of April, she moved. So April, May, June, July, August. So 4 months. That's a good chunk of time.
Okay, yeah.
Look at me. I can do math.
Math is fun.
Do you wanna tackle anything first?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, I think I just want to like applaud you. I feel like moving from a state of comfort into such a huge change like that requires guts, and it's brave and it's scary, but you did it. So one, I'm just so proud of you. And I think that does go to show how much you care for your boyfriend. So congrats on being brave. Not a lot of us are. That's a big deal.
Also, congratulations on having a boyfriend.
That's also a big deal. Let us know what that's like. What's that like? But I do want to say, like, I know 4 months is a big chunk of time, but also it isn't.
Yeah.
Moving to a new place, not having family, let alone friends, yet is a very scary, vulnerable position. And you do have to take initiative of that. Like, you can't just sit back and be like, oh, it's very overwhelming, and I understand the desire to just like not do anything. But man, me and Taryne also just had to talk about this, about how simply getting out of your house and into new places can be such like a fresh perspective on life. And you don't have to necessarily go out of your way to make friends, but maybe go to a different coffee shop and get work done, or go sit somewhere that's a little different and get comfortable with being in a different setting, but maybe a little uncomfortable. Even just sitting with your phone away.
Yeah, that does make you way more open.
Makes you more open, but also causes you to look around and see who is around you. I've been trying to, so I listened to this. I listened to this random like TED Talk who also mentioned getting rid of your cell phones and what a distraction it is, which we all know, like we understand and we know that. But it made me start, like, when I'm sitting specifically in like a waiting room, or I'm waiting for my order number to be called, or I'm sitting waiting for coffee, instead of grabbing my phone immediately, which is what everyone does, I'll put it in my pocket and just stand there, hands not crossed, because that does set language. A tone, you know. And like I'll make sure I have like a decent smile on my face, and I'm always surprised. People always say something.
I can see that.
Yeah. And where I feel like if I multiple times, because I do it constantly, I'm working on it. I'll just be looking down at my phone. Don't say a word or have any communication with anyone. But every time I put my phone away in my bag or whatever, and I keep my face forward and I look around the room, inevitably I smile at someone at some point because we make eye contact, or someone will comment about something I'm wearing, or I'll see something and I'll like comment to them about something. I'll see someone's dog. I'll stop and pet their dog or something like that. But it doesn't take a lot to connect with someone. It might not create a huge relationship or friendship right away, but it doesn't take a lot to spark a conversation, which could lead to something else. So maybe don't think big picture, like how do I make a best friend, but just think about like how do I start connecting with people in small ways like that. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense. Okay, I have 3 things.
Yeah,
I wrote them down because I wasn't saying
1, very proud of you.
Thank you.
2,
and also
very like lawyerly of you.
I felt very professional. Okay. One of the things is you said something so profound, and I don't think you even realize it, but I love that you just said the word yet.
Oh,
I love that. Like, honestly, like you said that and I was like, why don't I think like that?
You know what? I took a moment and I was like, I'm going to add yet.
No, but honestly,
I genuinely thought that to myself.
Honestly, I'm having like one of those like moments. Maybe it's a Celsius, but like, because I am getting a little hopped up. But honestly, what if we ended our sentences with yet? Like, yeah, I don't have a boyfriend yet. Yeah, I am not loving my job yet. Like just that leaving that space for that possibility is so cool. And I love, like, I hope that you specifically hear this, Samantha, because I think that you have a lot of yet in your life, like a lot of things that could happen. So I love that. And honestly, I think all of us should start doing that. The second thing I was going to say is I totally echo you on the eye contact thing, because I was even thinking about that in Soul Cycle because I have thunder thighs and it's hard to get my legs moving as fast as they ask.
They demand a lot.
There's times I'm watching people pedal and I'm like I don't even understand how you're going that fast.
Same. I don't
know. Like I'm
either.
almost going like half tempo.
Yeah.
And I'm still struggling.
Oh, I feel you.
Anyways, so I always sit in the back. And what sucks about that is I feel like, one of the things about Soul Cycle that's so cool is like how amazing the instructors are. And I love watching the instructors interact with the people in the room and encourage them and be like, good job. But like when you're in like the very back center, which is usually like where I end up,
it's your jam.
Like there's literally a wall of bikes and people around me. So sometimes I feel very like isolated.
Yeah.
And like today I was like riding and the instructor like locked eyes right as he was like saying something inspirational. The second he locked eyes, I was like, oh, I got this. And I like was going. And I've thought about that even like while you're talking, I was like, okay, if I'm thinking about all the times a stranger started a conversation with me, it's when we've locked eyes.
Yeah. Well, because that's an open invitation.
Yeah. And like, I mean, there's so many like quotes and whatever about the eyes being like the window to the soul and blah, blah, blah.
I just thought of every Tumblr picture I've ever seen in my life.
Of somebody like sitting on a beach, you know? But no, it's so true. I think like, I feel like this is, I feel like both of us are very much, we see things in life as puzzles to be solved. And when you're doing a puzzle, you start one piece at a time, right? So I feel like a lot of our episodes, we talk about the small things that we can do.
Yeah.
And I think something as simple as being aware of like trying to make eye contact with people is such a small thing that is scary, but like I think you can do it. So I love that. That was my point 2. My point 3 is I actually, one of my like best friends from childhood, whose name is Ashley, one of my many Ashleys.
Jeez.
I have so many.
What a hoe.
So many.
I got her face right now.
I'm like, how am I going to explain this to her? I want you guys to love each other. Okay?
Just kidding.
I know. They actually.
She's great.
So
I just want to throw it out there. I have other friends that are named Ashley. There's a lot of us. We should start a club. Actually, if you've seen Recess, there is a club.
Oh, dang, the Ashleys.
Yeah.
Well, okay, the theme of the show is obviously like old cartoons, but anyways. She moved and is really close to her family. And one of the things like I've watched her do is form her own rhythms. And she texts with her dad every single day. She FaceTimes her family every single day. She just had a baby, and like the baby, her, first of all, holy crap, he's like the cutest child you'll ever see. Pictures. I'm gonna ask her if I can post a picture of him. Is that weird? Ash? Okay. But he's just the most adorable thing, and she'll FaceTime, and he gets so excited to FaceTime because he's so familiar with like talking to grandma and grandpa through it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I think that there's ways that you can form bridges to those things. But of all this, I'm like, girl, you'll be fine. You'll make friends. You'll come up with routines. You'll whatever. The family part is the one that, like,
that's hard.
For someone who is so freaking abnormally close to my family, like, I fully, like, my heart broke reading that because I was like, I can't even imagine.
Yeah. Oof, that's rough. But I do think that 4 months is long, but I feel like it's
half
really
a year is
short.
always like a good
At the same time. So I would just really don't get down on yourself for not getting anywhere yet. But like, I know that you can, and you just got to give it more time.
And start those conversations with your boyfriend of like, hey, like, this is great.
Like, let's start going out on Tuesday for Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like, do things.
Well, yeah, like definitely out there. But I'm saying like, start talking to him about like, hey, like, I really miss home and my family. Like, can we just discuss what the process would be like if, you know, once you're a little more established, can we start looking for places back in Cali? Like, so start having those conversations so he's aware of what's going on. And ultimately, like, if your family, if that's a deal breaker to you, then like you gotta think about that.
You gotta face that,
weigh your options, but also know that you do have options. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't have to stay there. But if this is someone you love and you want to invest and spend your future with, then I think it's like you've got to start to figure out like, okay, well, can we do like a 2-year plan? Like, we're going to stay here for 2 years so you can build your career, and then we're going to leave. So that way you have kind of like an idea of what's going on. But
right now doesn't mean forever.
No, definitely.
And if that's if it's not forever, then you just really got to get yourself into the mentality that this is a season in life right now. Mm-hmm. And that season will end eventually. And you just got to get through it, you know, which I totally know you can, especially if you open up with your boyfriend and let him know how you're feeling. Then you guys can tackle this together and you won't feel so alone.
Yeah. And maybe you have a set, like every 3 months, I go out for a weekend. And so it's just like having those little, you know, like milestones, like, okay, I can do this. Like, again, in Soul Cycle, I know at the end of every song, there's going to be some type of shift. So in my mind, I'm like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, versus like going into something where you're like, I don't know when the end is. Mm-hmm. So maybe have some like clarifying conversations.
Yeah. Love that. I feel like you, Samantha, I feel like you've got this.
You got this.
It's going to be great. I'm excited for you.
Thank you so much for sending this in.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for being vulnerable. Change is good. I feel like this is going to be a good one for you.
I do too. You got this, girl. Okay. I'm just going to try to whip through it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like I said, me and my dad went to dinner.
I love that.
He says, I think something happened to me that would happen to you. I'm like, well, it's the story of my life.
Hashtag tearing it up.
Tearing it up. Also, by the way, I was sitting in my car and all of a sudden something flew and hit me in the face. And it was the cover that goes over your like mirror, you know, above your, what's that called?
Visor.
Your visor mirror. The cover of the mirror just like literally shot out of the car and hit me in the face. And I don't understand.
And it was so clearly a spring loaded thing because it just like flew.
It like actually hurt, and it's plastic. So, you know, all that to say, my life. Okay. So he said the other day he was sitting at work and he got an email from his boss and it said, it said, hey, which his boss is out of town right now. It said, hey, I like this emergency came up. Like, I really need you to stop what you're doing. And I need you to go really quick to CVS or wherever and just get me $500 gift cards to iTunes. Like, so go really quick, pick those up like as soon as you can, literally drop whatever you're doing. So my dad was like, okay. Cause like in his job, like that's not a weird request.
Right, yeah.
And we were talking about this because I feel like sometimes, we all have fallen for something that is like, in hindsight, we're like, how did I fall for that? But I think your mind, like, we're all so smart that like when something comes up, immediately our mind starts working on like, why does this make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in his mind right away, he was like, oh, maybe there's some clients, maybe there's this, like, whatever. So he emails back like, oh, okay, like I'll go do that right now. Do you want me to use the company card? And gets an email back and was like, no, actually I want this to be more confidential. So use your personal card and I'll reimburse you.
Okay.
So again, another flag, but now he sees, but at the time he was like, oh, he works for a small company. Maybe like he's buying cards as a gift for the guys in our company and doesn't want it to be because they can see what's on the account.
Right. Yeah.
So he drives to CVS, buys $500 worth
of iTunes
cards. The email then says, when you have these, just uploads pictures of the cards and their numbers to the email and send those right away.
Okay.
So he buys these things. His saving grace is because he was out, he took photos on his phone and he just texted them to his boss.
Got it.
Gets a response back right away saying, what is this?
Oh, no.
Yes. It was an elaborate scam. And there was like one letter or something like spelled wrong in the boss's email. But this person went to their website, like also emailed like 5 other people in the company to do this. And my dad, who is like one of the smartest people I know.
No, honestly, same.
Fell for it.
Jeez.
Yeah. So he then had to go and like be like talking to Apple, trying to get their thing back. Yeah. So this is the craziest part. He's telling the story and we're all like laughing because he's such a good storyteller. So like it was funny how he's saying it. My cousin goes, oh my gosh, the same exact thing happened to her. She got an email from her boss, but she was like having a really bad day because it was her birthday and she had to come into work. So she was already annoyed and said the email was really rude. So she was going back and forth and was like, I'm not going to pay for these on my personal card. Like, I don't have money to do that.
Yeah.
And they're going back and forth. So she finally gets on the phone, calls her boss.
It goes off.
And goes off on him. And then he goes, what are you talking about? And then they figure out it's the scam thing too. God. Isn't that insane?
Guys,
don't
if you have gotten an email that says anything remotely close to that, just freaking delete it. Don't believe it. Tell your friends, tell your family. This is happening. Wow.
I was like mind blown. And the fact that he went all the way through it, like that's insane.
I'm sure so many people have had something similar like that happen because that's instant money.
Yeah.
Like that's just like
instant.
Yeah.
You know what? So before the story was over, whether I knew he was able to get his money back or not, you know what thought came in my mind?
What? Can I have the iTunes card? What?
This is so embarrassing.
What?
I was like, oh my God. If he lets me have those, do you know how many gems I could buy?
Gems?
On Merge Dragons.
Oh! I'm embarrassed for you.
I literally was sitting there thinking, and I was like, Taryne, you need to freaking snap out of this because you're weird.
That is weird. That is uncalled for. And I frankly would not let him do that.
I would let him do that.
I would not let him do that.
Anyways, oh my gosh, I took up so much time. I'm sorry. But I really feel like all of us need to be aware.
We do.
Because I'm glad
there's an announcement.
Who's like the best
if
can
Mr.
fall
E
for
fell
something, then
we're screwed. You know?
I am definitely screwed.
We're screwed.
So. I'm going to get my identity stolen within the week.
Oof. No, don't put that out there.
Okay. Mark, can we edit that? No, I was just kidding. Okay, anyways.
Amazing. Loved that. I'm glad that we all got warned to not trust everything that we get on our email.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break here in a second because Taryne took way too long.
I'm so sorry.
And then we're going to get into my story. I have a title for you guys. This one is called, I Had a Panic Attack in the Office and Everyone Saw.
Dang. ...
To be continued.
Break. So today, I'm super pumped because we are partnering again with Frank and Oak.
My faves.
We love clothes. So
that's a fact.
We obviously love them. If you're wondering, what is Frank and Oak? They are a Canadian apparel company that's dedicated to providing you with purposefully designed products. So if you use Style Plan by Frank and Oak, you select clothing that's your style, fits your lifestyle, and all the products are eco-friendly materials, which is amazing. And it uses a combo of cutting-edge AI and an amazing team of stylists to customize the best possible subscription box for you.
It's amazing. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I get in like a shopping funk and I don't really know like what I want to wear or how to piece things together. But Frank and Oak has curated subscription boxes that is put together with stylists. Like they actually are like, hey, let's put this with this. And they do all of that for you. So you don't have to think. You just go click, one, done, wham, bam.
Thank you, ma'am.
You got your outfit. It's perfect. They are also, like Taryne mentioned, environmentally conscious, which is amazing. They have an emphasis on recycled materials, which reduces waste, which is fantastic. Frank and Oak, good for you. I have a yellow dress that I got from them. Well, I got multiple things from them, but specifically, I got this yellow dress, and I have probably posted like 5 photos in that yellow dress.
She loves her yellow dress.
It was so cute, and then I ended up just taking these like great photos in them, so I just can't stop posting the photos. It's my favorite.
The so many people compliment on yellow dress.
The yellow dress.
So if you guys would like to try Style Plan by Frank and Oak completely risk-free, go to frankandoak.com/advice to get $25 off your first subscription box.
That's right, guys. Go to frankandoak.com/advice and you'll get $25 off your first subscription box.
One more time for the people in the back. frankandoak.com/advice.
Happy shopping. We are back.
Holy crap, is that how long it is?
This one's kind of long, but I'm just gonna bust through it. This is a good one too, so get ready. But I'm gonna read. Okay. Go. Here we go. Hi, Ashley and Taryne. I'm going to start by saying that I absolutely love your podcast and listen to every episode in the morning on my commute to work.
Gosh.
I love hearing other people's stories, and I feel like you've built an amazing and caring community. That's why I feel comfortable sharing my story with you all today. Which is so sweet. It warmed my heart. Thank you for that.
Guys, she's talking about you.
My name is Yeehaw, and you can say my name if you can pronounce it. And she puts ha 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 in parentheses. It's pronounced Nihel. So it's NEE-HELL. So Nihel.
That's beautiful.
Don't worry about butchering it. I'm very used to it. So much so that I say my name is Michelle when I go to Starbucks. I love that Taryne has accepted that her name is Karen at Starbucks.
I have not accepted.
She kind of has no choice.
I expect it.
Anyways, I'm getting straight to the point. I had a panic attack at the office and everyone saw. For context, I am a university student and the job I have is my part-time job during the year and my full-time job during the summer. It's a student job for full-time students in finances. I have worked there for almost 10 months and I mainly work with adults. It's my first big girl job, so I take it very seriously and I've been trying to make a good impression. I like to believe I've accomplished that. Ha ha ha. Honestly, the people I work with are very sweet and welcoming. I had no problem getting along with my team. But even with such a warm work environment, I feel so alone. Adults only talk about their kids and what they did on the weekends, which is also related to their kids. There's an older man who is very sweet, but he only talks about his plans for retirement. I feel like I'm the only one who can do small talk with them. And the small talk conversations can only go so far. So I have no friends of my age and there's only one other student on my floor. I've talked with her a few times, but we rarely see each other. Our work schedules just seem to not coincide very well. My previous job was at a retail store and I had made 3 best friends there. I was friends with pretty much everyone and working there was so much fun. My parents always told me that it was only the case in student jobs and that it wasn't like that in the real world. So she was saying, her parents were saying that her retail job is like a kid job. And in real life, you don't become best friends always with your coworkers, which I would kind of agree with that. It's starting to hit me, and I miss what I had at my other job. The work that I do now is at a desk. I stare at a screen all day and sit still at my desk all day. I feel like I'm slowly losing brain cells. Don't get me wrong, the work is very interesting, but it can get repetitive and it's pretty unfulfilling. The summer has been so hard on my morale. It took every fiber in me to get up and go to work. To put it lightly, I've started to hate my job. It's gotten so boring and I feel like I'm contributing to nothing, but it pays well and the work schedule is good. My boss is very understanding and I can take days off quite often without him asking any questions. This summer made me realize that an office job is not for me. I'm in business school right now and I'm graduating next semester. Finally, she puts in parentheses. I don't know how I got this far without losing it because I don't like it. I love my close friends from uni, but apart from that, I don't know why I stayed at that school for so long. I guess it was the right thing to do, not too hard, good job prospects, etc., etc. And I've invested so much money and time into it. I didn't want to give up even though I was so far into it. And I think a business school degree is not a loss and it will come in handy for sure. I don't regret going to business school and getting the adult job because it's made me realize it's very unfulfilling for me. My boss told me that they would love to hire me full-time after graduation, but I don't think I'm going to be able to continue working in this field after graduating. I'm thinking more and more about my future, and it stresses me out so much. I want to go into makeup school, page turn, because it's the one thing that I love to do, and it makes time go by so quickly. But it costs so much money, and the school I want to go to is across the country, and I haven't told my parents, who are very traditional, and will probably tell me that it isn't smart. She wanted to say all of that because this is what leads up to now. Leading up to today, I had a panic attack in the office. I was on a break and thinking about everything that I just said.
Oh, yeah.
I started feeling uneasy, but this happens quite often, and usually I'm able to shake it off. So I went to the bathroom to wash my face with cold water, and I felt fine. I even saw one of my colleagues in the bathroom, and we talked normally. I was fine. I went to my desk, which is in a cubicle, and I got back to work. Then, about 10 minutes later, out of nowhere, the feeling of uneasiness came back. I stopped working and tried to collect myself. I tried doing breathing exercises, and then I just laid down on my desk and waited for it to pass. But it didn't pass, and it just got harder and harder for me to breathe. One of my colleagues saw me lying there on the desk and told me, "You're really due for a vacation, hun," with a little smiley emoji, laughing emoji. In parentheses, she put, thinking I was just tired and resting, but I didn't respond. So then she got close to me and asked if I was okay. And then I started bawling. I couldn't talk. I tried explaining to her that I was having a panic attack. She called an interventant. And in the meantime, my other colleague tried to do breathing exercises with me. She sat me down on the floor and talked me down. I was breathing in chunks, I guess. I still couldn't breathe straight and was crying so much, and the fact that I lost control of the situation freaked me out even more. Everyone around me saw. About 10 to 15 people saw, and they were staring, including my boss. I know it's probably because they were worried, but still, it was the kind of attention most people don't want. Then the interventant took me into a small, quiet room with my colleague, who was a trooper throughout the whole crisis. We waited for me to calm down, and he asked me questions about what could have triggered it. I just said school because I didn't want to get into the whole thing. After it passed, I came back to my desk, and people asked me if I was okay and what had happened. I said, yes, I'm okay, which she put in parentheses, which was true, and that I had just had a panic attack. But I carried this heavy feeling with me for the rest of the day. I still felt very shocked after work, and it wasn't until my workout class around 7 that I started feeling it to dissipate. I'm feeling all kinds of feelings because I know that it was a physical reaction and I wasn't in control, but there's still a very big stigma around mental health, especially with older people. I once heard my older colleagues saying that people with depression only have unresolved issues and aren't honest with themselves and therefore feel sadness, which can be fixed by thinking more positively. This is the only tip. This is only the tip on the iceberg because I have heard a lot of people say a lot of fucked up shit about anxiety and depression at her job. On top of that, they always trash talk millennials and tell me that my generation is lazy. I can't help but feel like some of them are judging me for not sucking it up. Some of them probably feel like it was unprofessional and that because I'm a millennial, I'm weak and haven't lived long enough to know the real struggles of life. It's not what I think, but I know that that's what they're thinking. Since it happened, some people are extra nice to me and some of them just pity me. I know the news has traveled and now people know me as the student who cried at the office. I also want to mention that I used to suffer from severe anxiety when I was younger, but the last time I had a panic attack was 6 years ago. I got really good at controlling my stresses, and when I had small meltdowns, I was good at shutting them off and getting over them. The fact that I completely lost control of myself scares me significantly. I never cry in front of people, not even in front of my siblings and parents. I hate that kind of attention. But I guess my body is sending me a message that my subconscious hasn't figured out yet, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what to do about my future, and I don't know how to get over that experience. She ends with saying, "Thank you for your advice, and I wish you great success for the podcast and your personal projects," with a little heart. Wow. I like really feel invested in this. First of all, I'm really sorry for how your company and coworkers reacted to it. I think a few of them, obviously the coworker that walked you through it and the intervenant, I think that was really good how they handled it. But the gossip and stuff is just so unnecessary. And I really do believe that there is a stigma around the word millennial with older generations. So I'm so sorry that they have been talking about you in that way.
I was walking the other day behind this older couple, and the guy was talking about millennials, and the way he was saying it, I was just like so bothered because it was as if he was describing like tribe that was just discovered like far off. Like it was very like, well, the millennial nowadays, blah, 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 and saying all this stuff, but like talking so like condescending. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, at first when this whole millennial thing came, I was like, oh, that's funny. And I was like, I hope I'm considered millennial because I don't want to feel old. But then now I feel like it's just this very like us and them mentality where it's like the older generation is not supposed to understand us. And we're crazy because we're millennials. And I just think it's like creating too much of like a stigma. You know what I mean?
It's such a stigma and it's so unfortunate. I really do want to reassure you. I don't and I've never really struggled with panic attacks. I do get anxiety from time to time, as like most people do. But I've never had an extreme panic attack. I did once during like a car accident. But I do have people in my life that I'm very close with that struggle with them. And I don't think a lot of people understand how serious of a situation a panic attack is. Yeah. I think a lot of people, especially the older generations, tend to think of it as weakness. And I hate to say that word, but like that's how they do see it.
Because being dramatic.
Yeah. They think, oh my God, all these tears, like that's not how I grew up and I stuck through it and blah, 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 blah. But a real panic attack, I'm not talking about like an overdramatic person who is just causing attention or trying to get out of something. A real panic attack is extremely serious. And I don't think people who haven't seen that before know how to handle it. So I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that most of the people in your office might not have ever actually dealt with that in person. Yeah. So they probably didn't know what to do.
No, that's what I was going to say when I was listening. It's like, and let me just be clear.
There's so many things.
These statements I'm about to make, it's one of those like, okay, well, yeah, it's easy to say that.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, who cares about those people? Mm-hmm. You know, like, honestly, everybody has their own things and everybody loves to have opinions when in reality, like, it doesn't matter like what they think. I am not undermining what you felt because I've been in situations like that where I've like been like, oh my gosh, so aware of like everybody staring and whatever. But people do not understand things that they haven't experienced. Mm-hmm. And like Ash was saying, like until you've actually physically felt it or you've been in contact with someone and heard like what it feels like, you don't know. So like honestly, they're talking out of ignorance and they're talking out of like just like I said, no experience. So don't take it too personally because they just don't know. Yeah. And also like I mean, like you were saying, like I think you're aware that your body is telling you things. So I think there's a lot more that you have on your plate you need to worry about than like your stupid coworkers. So like don't waste your time on that. Like focus in on like things that are going to impact you because, you know.
Yeah. Another thing that I wanted to mention is the whole talk about your future and you hating school and stuff right now. I do not want to go against what your parents think.
She's all Ashley said.
I see nothing wrong with like finishing your degree. You've come so far. Just get the damn thing. Like you're there. Like you're basically there. Get your degree and graduate. And I see nothing wrong with getting a job in that profession while studying something else. Mm-hmm. I know plenty of people who have done that. I got my degree. I'm not using it in any way, like actually. Yeah. So I hope you don't feel actually tied to that in the future, because just because you got a degree in one thing doesn't mean that you're actually going to have a career in that thing. It just means you got a degree, which is one of the like really messed up things about the educational system. Gosh, but that's for another day.
Honestly, people don't even care what your degree
doesn't matter.
Is in. They want to hire you because you have a degree.
They're like,
so
I agree. You're educated. Like, okay. They don't, it doesn't matter. So
Stupid.
I really hope that you realize that just because you have a degree in business, I think you said, I'm pretty sure it was business.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that you have to stick with it. You can 100% get into beauty school and have a career in beauty with a business degree. If anything, I feel like that would
honestly,
aid you.
You need business. I feel like you would need that anyways, because if you're a freelance artist, like you need to like run your own business. Yeah. If you're working at like salons or doing whatever, like you're
still selling yourself and your trade. Yeah. So, actually, I feel like a business degree is one of the things I feel like most people should get because it's so versatile. You could take it anywhere.
That's true, yeah.
So please don't feel like getting your business degree is a downer or is locking you into something that you don't want to do, because if anything, this will propel you forward into whatever career you choose to do. As far as your parents being more traditional with education and how they view it, Again, I feel like I talked about this in a previous episode. I feel like it's all about how you present ideas to them. If you want to get into beauty school, then don't be lazy about how you tell them. Do your research. Yeah. Figure out what the best schools are. Find out what financial aid looks like. What your options are for either attending the school that's across country, or if there's a closer one that would save you more money. Like figure everything out before you even bring it to your parents, because your parents are going to say no when you bring it to them, and there's no thought to it. Yeah. There's no solid foundation. But if you bring it to them well prepared and you give them all the information that they could look over, then they're going to take you seriously because they know that you're taking it seriously. Yeah. So I'm not saying that that'll give you the like A-okay from your parents, but I guarantee you'll have a better conversation with them if you prepare it in that way.
Yeah. Also, like, I mean, obviously you're like dealing with these things. If you're not comfortable talking to your parents, find someone that you can like vent this all through that's going to sit with you and make pros and cons lists and do whatever. Because you've definitely like you're balling it up too much. So like obviously I totally get not be like wanting to tell the person at your work like I don't think this is the job for me.
Yeah.
But find someone you can. And also like as far as your desk, there's so many things, like get some tactile tools, get some things like pictures up, decor, like scents. I literally have this tiny candle that for some reason when I sniff it, it makes me happy. Yeah. And it's like under my computer stand. And every once in a while when I'm super stressed, I literally pull it out and just sniff it and I feel a little better.
Yeah.
So like find things in your like little cubicle that makes you feel at home and like, okay, like get some stress balls, get like seats that like make you move, whatever you got to do. And if you do have a boss that is flexible, like carve out, maybe it's like one day a month that you intentionally take off and you plan a whole day where you're getting your outlet in some way, shape, or form. So definitely take care of yourself at work as well as what's going on outside of work. So yeah.
Dang. I love all of that. Yeah, there's so many ways to make your cubicle feel more at home. There's even lights.
Yeah.
There's those like daylight lights that are specifically for people that are stuck at cubicles who don't get enough daylight and they start getting depressed.
Yeah.
Or especially if you live in like, what's it? Oh, my brother lives in Alaska.
Yeah.
And half the year is completely dark.
Oh my gosh.
So they have it's a real problem where like halfway through that half the year, like for like after 3 months have gone by, the last 3, everyone is depressed. And it's like a very dramatic thing, and it's a serious thing. But yeah, there's lights for that, and there's things that they do. My brother and his wife explained it to me later. There's candles they light, there's scents that they use, there's specific food that they eat that helps them, and they have lamps that are daylight lamps that are supposed to help with raising their spirits. And all of that to say that all of those things can be brought into your cubicle. And again, we said this with Taryne's story, but I feel like this is just a season, and you're almost done with school, and then you're out of there, and you're not. I know it feels like you've been here forever, but like in retrospect, you haven't. This is just a little blip in your life, and you're going to be moving past it and on to whatever it is that will fulfill you.
Yeah.
So please just stay strong, and because I know you can get through this, and find someone to talk to, because I know you mentioned you don't really cry in front of friends and family, and I'm not gonna like tell you to, but I do think it is important that you find some kind of way to be vulnerable with people. I understand not wanting to cry. No one wants to cry.
I love crying,
but I feel like I actually do a lot, and I know Taryne does a lot, and I genuinely just feel better when I do. So it's okay to let that happen. So I would encourage those kind of relationships with you.
I agree, girl, but you're showing some symptoms. So you gotta piece it apart.
Take control.
You gotta one step at a time. Don't suppress it, but kind of figure it out. It's a thing you just gotta strategize. And I totally think you got this. And like I said, I think you're, or not. I didn't say this. Ashley said, you're coming up to like some endings of chapters, and those are exciting times. So like, buckle down in school if like that's what you choose. But like, just know like life is ever changing around that age. So did you say how old she is? Well, she's in college.
Senior in college. I'm guessing 21, 22.
Yeah. Or if you were me, like 27, but it's fine.
How old was I?
So yeah, like definitely like just know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's a lot of change and things that are going to come. But if you have a hard day at work, like go to a cute coffee shop and start researching like beauty schools around, or like researching, places you could volunteer or whatever. But, and I would definitely suggest making that cubicle, whatever you got to do. But,
absolutely. And just have so much fun daydreaming about your future.
Yeah.
Like I remember being so pumped to move to LA, and I remember being at home with my parents and just couldn't wait to get out and just planning what like life was going to be like outside of high school, what life was going to be like outside of college, and what work would look like, and all these different things. And it's so much fun to just fantasize about what that would be like and how I would want to create it.
Oh yeah, fully.
So just dive in deep with that.
If any of your coworkers are giving you crap, just make it light. Like if freaking this guy walks up to you and he's like, "Oop, like, are you good?" Then just be like, "Well, stop stressing me out, Jerry." Or like, you know what I mean?
Freaking Jerry,
get off my back, Jerry. Like, make it like, not to make it light. You are not making it light to yourself. But if you need to make it light to get people to just kind of drop it and move on, do what you got to do.
Or if you want to be serious about it and someone's really pissing you off, print out
an
what
article.
A panic attack is, and give it to them, because
drop it on their desk and be like, educate yourself, and then walk away.
Just like maybe on your last day of work, whatever you want to do, hand them a pamphlet and be like, here's what it is. You don't even have to be confrontational about it. You could just be like, just so you know, it's a real thing, and walk away. Like, you don't have to create a huge scene, but you can simply educate people on it.
But ultimately, you don't owe anyone anything, and no one has control over you. No one's opinion matters except yourself. So keep yourself healthy.
Yes.
We love you.
We love you, Yeehaw.
We
Thank you
support
so much. Also, I feel like I did a great job pronouncing her name.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I mean, she literally spelled it out for you, so I'd be concerned.
Doesn't matter.
If you
I
did.
got it right.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being vulnerable with us. I hope that this helped you guys. We are at the end of our episode. If you're still here, you the real MVP. We're proud of you. We appreciate you. We respect you for sticking it out.
I'm going to make one request as you're leaving. Don't ever stop sending us selfies of yourself listening.
We love the selfies of yourself listening.
They've been So good.
Yeah. One of the girls the girls sent in a selfie today, and it was her first day going to school as a senior. She was curling her hair and listening to us.
I love
and
that.
I thought that was so cute. I got so excited.
It.
I forget who it was, but I reposted you.
Yeah.
Congrats on your first day of school.
Love it.
Hope it was fun.
We love interacting with you guys, whether that's on social media or leaving us comments or whatever.
Yeah.
We really do try our best to see as many as we can.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure you rate, review, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a quick announcement that we want to do. Talking about future episodes, we need your guys' help. We are planning a scary movie
Scary
phenomenon.
movie.
Not movie. Dang it. I'm tired. The Celsius is leaving me. It's coming out of my bloodstream. We're planning a scary story
Halloween
segment
episodes.
for Halloween, and I think we're going to do 4 of them in a row. So it'll be every week in October where we do scary stories. So if you have any, or you know someone that has one that's really good, just like ask their permission. Be like, hey, can I send in this story? And if not, can you send in this story because it's that good? We want the scarier the better. It's
Guys,
Halloween. It's just
we're
it's fitting.
talking like My Favorite Murder, Crime Junkie. Like we're talking like
Mind Hunter.
detailed,
Get in it.
scary
Tell
stories.
us everything. I want to be able to not sleep. I want to be able to have Taryne.
Whoa.
I'm gonna ask Taryne to be like, did that get weird? What happened?
No, I was just like, whoa.
Oh,
I was just thinking about it getting that dark. I was like, okay.
Well,
What are we gonna read?
Scary,
Don't send
scary.
pictures if it's weird.
No pictures.
Chill out, guys.
Let's not do that.
Calm down.
If you think you saw a ghost, I don't want proof. Don't proof that. But yeah, if you have stories, please send them in. Also, get excited because the dating app one is going to be happening. So if you have any stories, please send those in as well.
Yes.
We're very excited for all of these.
Gosh, I'm geeking out.
And we
on
need
this.
your help.
We freaking love you guys so freaking much. Thank you for being a part of our UA fam. Thank you for constantly sending in our stuff. We honestly legitimately love you all and
Thank
want
you
the
so much
best
for listening.
everyone. So tell someone you love them today, spread positivity, and we will see you guys next week. Or not see you. Well, if you're watching on YouTube, we'll see you. If
got
you're
options.
listening, we will talk to you next week.
Bye.